Welcome to VMS Music Lessons for Electric and Acoustic Guitar. In this lesson, we're going to be expanding upon your understanding of the E minor and the A minor chords. So if you're not comfortable with those chords yet, make sure you go back to Chords 101 and review it a few times. Now, for the most part, especially as a beginner, the easy part about chords is learning them, just like what we covered in Chords 101, which is why so many beginners tend to pile chords upon themselves without being able to play a song of any kind. The difficult part of chords is switching from one to another without taking all day. The switching of chords is commonly referred to as chord changes, and that is how we will be referring to them as time moves on. So this lesson is going to help you with your ability to make chord changes. As a beginner, you're going to find that many songs require you to make chord changes that are just too fast for you at the moment. So instead of diving right in and trying to handle these chords at the speed that the songs are presenting you with, what you want to do is step back, take the chords at a slower pace, and gradually build up your ability to make the change. For example, suppose you wanted to bench press 300 pounds, but you know you couldn't. What you would then do is just start at a lighter weight and build up your strength gradually so that you could eventually handle the 300 pounds. Similarly with the chords here, what you want to do is start slow, give yourself time to build up your speed so you can eventually handle these fast chord changes. So what we're going to do to accomplish that is set a time limit to how much time you have to make a change, and then gradually squeeze that time limit tighter until you get closer and closer to the goal of making a fast chord change. Here's how it's going to work. I'm going to be counting from 1 to 4 over and over again. Every time I say 1, I'm going to be playing the next chord. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Your goal is to play with me every time I say 1. The difference for you, though, is you're not going to be keeping your fingers down while I'm counting, but instead you're going to make use of that time to prepare for the upcoming change. So I'm going to try it again just to give you an idea of what you're going to do. So while I'm counting, instead of keeping my fingers down, I'm going to purposefully take my time, putting one finger down at a time, maybe even look at the other hand for now to make sure everything's in place before I strum, which is probably what you're going to have to do. So for example, you're probably going to do something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Something like that. And that's what you want to do. Take advantage of the time you're given right now to prepare. And as time goes on, we will squeeze that limit a little tighter. So let's try it together. I'm going to count to 4 before we begin. Start with E minor on me and use your time to prepare for the upcoming change. If you are early, by the way, if you are ready to strum, when I'm counting 3 or 4, wait for 1. Don't be early. Don't be late. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. To gradually increase the challenge, we can do two things. One, we can just count faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, etc. like that. Or you can strum on additional beats. Besides just hitting on 1, we could hit on 1 and 2. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. However you do it, you want to find something that's going to challenge you but not overwhelm you. So whether you want to just eventually increase the speed of the beat, or you want to strum on additional beats, or you want to do both, it's fine. Just find whatever is going to challenge you but not overwhelm you. And as time moves forward, you're going to get better with it, and you're just going to increase it by either doing one or both. Again, increasing the tempo or adding more beats, going to strum on the first, second, and third, etc. All the way, of course, to doing a full 4 beats at a fast tempo, which is kind of your goal here. So just follow this procedure to gradually and incrementally improve your ability to change with these two chords. Obviously, I've only given a few short examples in this lesson to help you practice your changes. So you're going to want to use something besides this video to help you with your changes. I don't recommend counting to yourself while you make the chord changes because that's just not reliable. Instead, what you should do is use something like a metronome, which is like a clock that ticks off the beats but with an adjustable speed, or you can use the drum beats that I have available on the website. The drum beats are pretty simple and straightforward, and they even have the numbers 1 through 4 flashing on the screen should you need that to help you follow the beat. So use them to increase the speed. There's a few adjustable speeds there, and as well increase the amount of strumming that you're doing to step up the challenge and improve your ability to make the chord changes. From time to time I will introduce a new chord for you to learn and get familiar with. For now, get used to this new chord, the D major chord. It should sound like this. It's slightly more challenging than the E minor and the A minor chords, but nothing you can't handle. Just remember that with the D chord, as with every new chord, your goal is not to play it perfectly, but just to know the chord. So take the D chord slowly till you know it pretty well. The method of practicing chords covered in this lesson can be applied to any 2 or more chords. For example, with the D chord that we have just learned, what you want to do after you've gotten to know the D chord very well is come back and practice your A minor to D chords and practice A minor to D. Of course, following the same conditions and gradually increasing the challenge. Just make sure, of course, that you do know the D chord before moving forward, because if at any moment you need to stop and think, how is that chord supposed to go, that's all it's going to take for you to miss the chord change. So know your D chord before moving forward. You're going to learn plenty of chords down the road that you could always come back and plug into this system to get some much needed work with these chords. I recommend you do so. It's going to help you out for a long while until chords get to be a much more familiar exercise, and it's not going to require such a incremental and tedious pace to practice your chords. So for now, every chord you learn, come back, plug it in this method, and give your chord practicing some much needed structure.